I hear it first, a low, guttural scraping like nails on glass. At first I think it's the pipes or the house settling. I live alone in a cramped little flat just outside Manchester. A bit of a wreck but cheap, and it's not unusual for old places like this to make weird noises. But tonight, different. The sound comes from the bathroom. It's almost midnight, and I'm hunched over my laptop, half working, half watching nonsense videos, trying to delay the inevitable crawl to bed. The scraping grows louder, more insistent, and I look up from my screen. I pause, straining to listen, coming from the direction of the bathroom. Tell myself it's just the wind, maybe the fan's kicked on or a bird's got into the vent. I wait for it to stop, but it doesn't. It seems to go on forever, scratching at the edges of my nerves. I finally get up, abandon my laptop on the sofa, and head into the hallway. The light flickers. Of course, it chooses now to misbehave. Landlord swears it's fine whenever I complain, but it never is. I flip the switch once, twice, but it only makes the bulb stutter like it's short-circuiting. The scraping's louder now, more rhythmic, like something's clawing its way through the wall. The bathroom door's ajar, just a crack. A sliver of darkness spills out. I take a breath, trying to tell myself it's nothing to be scared of, but my pulse hammers in my ears. I push the door open. It creaks, echoing through the cramped space. The light inside's dim, casting pale shadows against the dingy tiles. I step in. My foot lands in something wet. I curse under my breath and smack the switch. The fluorescent bulb buzzes and sputters to life, illuminating the room in a sickly yellow glow. Water's all over the floor, more than just a little splash. It's a thin layer that coats the tiles, shimmering like a grotesque, stagnant pool. I follow the trail to its source, the toilet, where the lid's half open. The sound's louder now, and it's coming from inside the bowl. I take another step closer, my socks soaked, sticking to the cold floor. I'm staring at the toilet as if expecting it to do something, to explain itself. The scraping noise continues, relentless. I hesitate, then slowly lift the lid. The bowl's filled with murky water, but it's not just water. There's something in there, something dark and writhing. I blink, trying to make sense of it, but the thing moves, and I nearly drop the lid. It's a turtle, a huge one, its shell mottled and rough, covered in a slick dark slime. Its eyes are large, almost human, and they blink slowly as it looks up at me. The scratching noise is coming from its claws dragging against the porcelain. I step back, my mind scrambling to process this shit. A turtle in my toilet. A massive, monstrous turtle, not the kind you'd find in a pet shop. This thing looks ancient, primordial, like it belongs in the darkest corners of the ocean, not in a grimy Manchester flat. I should call someone, animal control, the landlord, anyone. But I'm rooted to the spot, staring at this creature as it slowly shifts in the bowl. Its mouth opens slightly, revealing rows of sharp, needle-like teeth. I gag. Turtles aren't supposed to have teeth like that. None of this makes sense. The creature hisses, a wet, rasping sound that fills the tiny bathroom. I back away, bumping into the sink, nearly slipping on the water-soaked tiles. I need to do something, get rid of it, call someone. But I'm terrified of leaving it here, scared it might crawl out and do God knows what. I grab the plunger, the only thing I can think of, and jab it towards the turtle. The creature reacts instantly, snaps at the rubber head with a speed that makes my heart leap. Its jaws clamp down and it doesn't let go, pulling the plunger deeper into the bowl. I'm caught in a tug of war with this thing, my knuckles white as I try to wrench the plunger free. Surprisingly strong, stronger than anything that size has a right to be. The more I pull, the more it drags the plunger towards the murky water. I release my grip and stumble back. The plunger disappears into the toilet with a sickening slurp. The turtle settles back into the bowl, its eyes fixed on me. I slam the lid shut. My hands shake. I lean against the sink, panting. I can't stay here. I need help. I need someone else to see this, to tell me I'm not losing my mind. I fumble for my phone, nearly drop it as I dial the first number that comes to mind. Paul, my best mate. It rings, and every second feels like an eternity. Finally, he picks up, groggy and annoyed. Mate, it's nearly midnight. What do you want? I can barely get the words out, stumbling over my explanation. There's a turtle in my toilet. It's huge, it's monstrous. Paul's silent for a moment, and I hear him sigh. Are you drunk, Sam? No, I'm serious, man. You've got to come over this thing. It's not normal. Paul hesitates, but agrees to come over. My desperation must have convinced him. I can tell he thinks I'm winding him up, though. I hang up and watch the bathroom door, half expecting the turtle to burst through. The sound stopped now, but the silence is worse. It's thick and suffocating, pressing down on my chest. I don't dare go back in, so I sit in the hallway, keeping my eyes on the door. Paul arrives faster than I expect, banging on the front door. I let him in, trying to explain again, but he's giving me that look, the one that says he's humouring me. I lead him to the bathroom, and he pushes the door open, flicking on the light. He stares at the closed toilet lid, then back at me. Alright, let's see this monster turtle. I hesitate for a moment, my hand hovering over the lid. Don't want to open it. Don't want to see those eyes again. I can't back down now. I lift the lid, and we both peer inside. The bowl's empty. Just clear water, calm and undisturbed. I blink, shaking my head. It was here, I swear it was right here. Paul snorts. Mate, I think you've been working too hard. You probably just saw a rat or something. It wasn't a rat. It was a bloody turtle. It had teeth and it was huge. Paul looks at me with an obvious mix of pity and amusement. Alright, Sam, maybe get some sleep, yeah? He pats my shoulder and leaves, muttering something about early mornings and wasting his time. I stand there, gazing at the empty toilet. I'm not imagining this, I know what I saw. I close the lid, walk out of the bathroom, and switch off the light. The scraping starts again, faint but unmistakable. I freeze, turn, stare at the door, and the sound stops. I wait. My breath hitches, but there's nothing. Just silence. I tell myself, it's fine. It's over. I just need sleep. Everything will make sense in the morning. As I crawl into bed, I can't shake the feeling of those eyes watching me. Every creak of the pipes, every gust of wind sends my heart off on one. I leave the bedroom door open, listening for the sound, but it doesn't come back. Eventually, I drift into an uneasy sleep, my dreams filled with dark waters and scraping claws. When I wake, it's morning. I get up, groggy, the events of the night before a blur. Stumble into the bathroom, half asleep. The toilet sits there, innocuous, like any other morning. I lift the lid. It's just clear water. Sighing, I run a hand through my hair. Maybe Paul was right. Maybe I am losing it. I splash my face with cold water and try to shake off the lingering unease. But as I turn to leave, I notice something on the floor. Tiny, wet footprints, leading from the toilet to the door. My heart thuds. They're not human, not rat, not anything I recognise. Small, webbed, and smeared with dark sludge. The trail stops just at the doorway, disappearing into the hall carpet. A cold sweat breaks out on my forehead. This can't be real. I grab my phone, snapping a picture, needing some kind of proof. I'm not losing my mind, I'm not. I need to show this to Paul, to someone. But when I look at the photo, footprints are gone. Just a clean floor, no sign of anything unusual. Clutching my phone, I glare at the empty spot where the prints were. I feel like I'm slipping, like the ground is shifting under me. I check the toilet again, expecting the turtle to leap out, but it's still just clear water. I spend the rest of the day in a fog, barely able to focus on anything. Work calls go unanswered, emails ignored. Those eyes are watching me from somewhere, just out of sight. Every time I hear a noise, I jerk, anticipating that shell, those teeth. I check the bathroom again and again, lifting the lid, peering into the bowl, but it's always empty. Night falls. I try to distract myself with TV, if anything, but it doesn't work. I keep glancing towards the hallway, the bathroom door barely visible from the corner of my eye. Think about calling Paul again, but I know what he'll say. I know how he'll look at me. Scraping starts up again. My skin prickles and I slowly turn my head towards the bathroom. The door's slightly ajar, the darkness inside swallowing the light from the hallway. The sound steady and rhythmic. I can't breathe. I don't want to go in there. Don't want to see that thing again. But I have to. I can't leave it. I need to know it's real. I grab the plunger again, holding it like a weapon. I creep to the bathroom. The scraping gets louder as I approach, a relentless grating sound that makes my teeth clench. I push the door open with the plunger, not wanting to touch it, and the noise stops. The light flickers as I step in, casting long, jittery shadows. The toilet sits there, the lid closed, silent and unassuming. I raise the plunger, ready to jab at whatever comes out, and carefully lift the lid. The bowl's empty. Just clear water, still and unbroken. I lower the lid and step back, my ears pounding. I'm about to turn away when I notice it. The water isn't draining. It's rising, slowly, almost imperceptibly, but it's definitely rising. The bowl fills to the brim, then overflows, spilling onto the floor in a dark, vicious stream. I stumble back, slipping on the slick tiles. My back hits the wall. The water keeps coming, more and more, pouring out of the toilet like it's bottomless. It spreads across the floor, dark and oily. I scramble to my feet, slipping again in the muck. The turtle emerges, its shell breaking the surface, rising from the depths of the bowl. It's larger now, impossibly large. Its shell scrapes against the walls. Its eyes fix on me. Its mouth opens, wider than before, revealing rows of jagged teeth. And it hisses, a low rumbling that shakes the room. I back into the hallway, my hands slip on the doorframe. The turtle lunges, its claws drag across the tiles, leaving deep gouges. I slam the door shut, throw my weight against it. I can hear that thing on the other side, scratching, clawing, trying to get through. I don't know how long I've stood here, holding the door shut with ragged gasps. The sound eventually stops, but I don't dare move. I just keep staring at the door, waiting for it to start again. Hours pass. I'm sick, exhausted. My legs are killing me. The light in the hallway blinks and dies, leaving me in darkness. I don't move, don't breathe. Listen. I know it's still in there, waiting.